Okay, in your 7th grade STAAR Reveiw booklet, we are going to start tackling some of these questions and jogging our memories of what we've learned since the beginning of the year. Ma'am. Oh, nope. Grab one of these envelopes and then grab one of everything from the back table. Can you help her out, please? Can you help her out, please? One of these envelopes. All right. So the first few things that we labeled section 1, grab those. Oh, just kidding. You can't because I have your books. My bad. Okay. So back to what I was saying. These should be labeled section 1. This is all about integers. The pink paper with decimals on one side and fractions on the other should be labeled section 1 as well. And this is where we're going to glue. Put that over here to the side. Section 1 for your concentric rectangles, for your rational numbers. Irrational numbers is really 8th grade stuff, but we'll talk about that later. Your blue and purple papers. These are now section 2. So at the opening and beginning of your booklet, you have section 1 over here and section 2 over here. These are going to go like so, blue and purple, I think. Yep, blue and purple. And then these have section 2 written, labeled on them. So then I'm going to they're not glued in, but I'm going to close this and go on to section 3. Okay, this is my similar figures and proportion. Oops, that's not proportion. And proportions. Proportions, similar figures. Those go together because I use proportions to solve, to find parts of a similar figure. Yes, proportions and examples go hand in hand with similar figures. We briefly touched on similar figures the other day. Don't worry about cutting right now. We just need to make sure that we label this section 3. Oh, boom. Thank you. And section 3. So in a minute, I'm going to have y'all cut these dotted lines. But right now, this dotted line over here, right above the words, is where you're going to fold. And you haven't cut yet because I haven't given you scissors, so don't worry. There's no rush. But this is where you're going to fold. Does everybody see that? And then the same thing for the similar figures one. Fold on that dotted line and then make a crease. Okay. I sure am. So then when we put these in our notebook, we will have the proportions example, or not our notebook, but our little reference booklet thing. We'll have this on top, and then the similar figures underneath it, and they'll kind of make like pages, and then we'll glue them both down. So boom, bam, and then we'll have flaps as we cut this here. That's section 3. So now, section 4. Yes. Hold on. Section 4, which is over here. This is probability. Excuse you. And financial literacy. Please write those down. Not yet. No gluing yet.
I didn't glue. I'm saying I'm talking to myself. To glue right here. And I got it wrong. How did you get this?
All right. Let's see. That is upside down.
Yeah, why is it upside down the inside?
Oh, we'll just flip our books. That's no big deal. But I'm trying to figure out this one now. So let's start with the probability one, the peach ones. So open it up so that you see the definitions to your left-hand side.
Wait, can somebody? How did you do this?
And then open it up so that you see the tree to your left-hand side as well.
Wait, I don't understand how you do this.
Okay, you're going to take this flap here with the tree, and you're going to have it meet over here with the possible combinations. And they're going to kind of make a, they're going to hug each other. Hug. And then this is where we'll glue. Is that correct? No, that's a lie. How did I have it just a second ago, y'all? Definitions on the left, tree on the left. But then when these guys meet, oh, there we go. Nope, that's still not it. This needs to get glued here. And then the definitions need to be on the outside, right? So then, I have it like this. Oh, they don't hug. They just go back to back, kind of. It's like a opposite. So this side and this side get glued here. Let me do that before I forget, because I'm about to mess it up. Okay, so here's your tree. You're going to fold this flap down to cover the word tree. Then you're going to get your possible combinations with the definitions on the other side. Definitions. Here's that flap. Fold it down. And then have it meet the tree flap.
Oh, wait, to do this, I'm coming. Sorry. Oh, God.
I think I just messed it up.
This video I don't like you.
You've been recording for 8 minutes.
That's fine.
Oh, she got a little bit of
I did mess it up. Whoopsies.
Don't copy Miss Starley, y'all. Gonna be
Don't. You're going to do it wrong. It should be like this.
That's what happens when you get things on the video.
You know what? So what happened was, the way this was printed, this should have been printed and turned around. So we've got some working on to do. There's some errors to work out. Okay, so these two go back to back, and then I have glue here. So I've got to let this dry. But yes, they should be back to back. They should not be hugging. So when you open them up, you make a really long accordion style thing, and then I got to let this dry overnight. All right, let's see what else we can put together so we can get to getting on this review.
Wait, Miss Starley.
So this guy is going to be upside down. All the examples need to be the same.
Miss Starley, how did you fold that in like
Yeah,
that?
how?
Oh, I'll get to that in a moment. Well, I'll go back to that in a moment. Section 4. These are upside down, upside down. Okay, Miss Starling's going to have to come around and fold these for y'all.
Like this?
Yeah, I'm going to have to come around and fold these for y'all. And I want to glue these a little offset so we can see what the topic is. So this is comparing compound and simple interest. I will do these for you. We got to move on. Section 5. Area of 2D figures. Boom, this guy. Cut all these out and glue on section 5. Then guess what you're going to have to do mathematically? What are you going to have to do mathematically? Thank you. Find the area. If somebody's missing a triangle, I have an extra one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh. So your triangles right there. I want to find.
And section 6. Volume and lateral / total surface SURFACE area.
Okay.
So that's these shapes right here. You have to find the surface area. Your conversation should not be going on right now. Calculate surface area of these 3D shapes. And these. And then calculate the volume. What do I need to do to each one of these?
Make it 3D.
No, I'm not going to fold them up. What did I say to do with all of your 3D figures? Shade in the bases. So, what's my base here? No, the rectangle. Shade it in before you cut it out. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time coloring. What's the base here? Which one? Same thing. One second. What are my bases here?
Rectangle.
If the shape is mostly rectangles, it is a what? No. Ooh, we forgot already.
Say what you just said.
If the shapes are mostly rectangles, it is a what? We either have prism, good, or pyramid. If it is mostly rectangles, it is a prism. If it is mostly triangles, it is a pyramid. This is mostly rectangles. So, what are these other two things? Which are what? The what? Thank you. They are the bases. They are outnumbered. The bases are always outnumbered. What are my bases over here? They're not squares, they're rectangles. They're opposing. Okay? All right, let's get to gluing.